Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be asking the question, is the virus driving you nuts? And I don't mean the germ so much. I mean the crazy things that people are doing because of the virus. Let me give you an example. How many of you have seen somebody driving in a car by themselves, windows rolled up, and they're still wearing a mask? Saw one yesterday. That's nuts, people. Absolutely insane. If I had hair, it'd make me want to pull it out. So if you have been frustrated by all of the misinformation, all of the fear, all of the mandates, the lack of common sense that seems to be pervasive nowadays, you are not alone. There is a real virus. No, I'm not going out here and saying there's not a real virus. There is a real virus, and some people do die of it, unfortunately. However, the vast majority of people who catch the virus don't die of it, and believe it or not, the vast majority of people don't have it, despite the feeling that you get from watching the governor's presentation every day or watching the media. What we're going to do in today's program is we're going to put facts over fear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Governor Beshear's own numbers to prove to you that his mandates are not justified, his restrictions are not justified, his orders are not justified, and fear, wearing masks, and all of these things that have been shut down are not justified at all, and I'm going to use his own numbers to do it. Well, let's get started. If you want to, we're going to do this as kind of a school type way on the good old chalkboard. So let's look at the first one here. How deadly is the COVID virus really? Well, if you look at it, in Kentucky, I did this for the numbers from July the 23rd, so just 2 days ago. The number of deaths in Kentucky from the virus, according to Governor Beshear's official numbers, are 684. Now, think about this. If you take out the number of people who lived in nursing home deaths account for 452 of all Kentucky deaths. Do you realize that a little more than 50% of all of the deaths have been from people who live in nursing homes? And now, of course, if you live in a nursing home, chances are you already have some kind of a health condition which has caused you to have to live there. So we're going to be dealing with people who are not there. So if you take the total number of Kentucky deaths minus the deaths from people who lived in nursing homes, that equals 232 people. Think about that. We've had this virus in Kentucky now, I think, since late February, early March. So we're 5 or 6 months into it. And instead of the tens of thousands of deaths we were told to expect, it's 232. Well, there's about 4.5 million people in Kentucky, so let's get the average here, the percentage. So if you divide 232 by the 4.5 million, it says 5.15. Well, we want to get the percent, so we multiply that times 100 to get the percentage of people who die, and that gives you an answer of 0.005. Your chances of dying in the virus in Kentucky, according to the official numbers of Governor Beshear this week, are 0.005. We had to go 3 decimal points in to even find it. Well, now let's do the reverse of that. Let's say there's 100%, and we've added 3 decimal points, minus the 0.005% chance you have of dying, which means your chances of surviving in Kentucky, if you do not live in a nursing home, are literally 99.995%. Think about that, people. The chances of surviving are 99.995%. This fear is not justified, especially for a virus that most people don't even know that they have it. And they have to get a test to tell them they have it. And as we've documented many times on the program, and we'll do again in the future, many times the positive results are actually incorrect. Now, of course, Andy Beshear and those on the left are also pushing this idea that, well, maybe we shouldn't open up schools this year because it'd be dangerous. So our next question is, how many school-age Kentuckians have died, specifically have died of the virus? And we're going to look at all the different age groups from preschool, elementary, all the way through college and postgraduate work. So, according to the official numbers reported by Governor Beshear this week, there have been a grand total of 0 preschoolers, 0 elementary, 0 middle school, 0 high school, and 0 college age people in the entire state for the entire time of the virus that have passed away from it. 0. Open up the schools this year. If this virus was really as deadly as we're being given the impression, notice it's not as deadly as the facts tell us. The facts tell us it's not nearly as deadly as we have been led to believe. But those on the left, the governor's pushing fear, 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 and this idea, hey, maybe we won't even have school this year, or sure won't be normal school. It should be completely normal school. This will, one, allow some of the parents to go back to work, and that would help the Kentucky economy. That would be good government, and that's one of the answers. And if this thing was so deadly, how come no school-age people have died? If it would be dangerous for the teachers, I think we should protect our teachers. But think about this. If it was really so deadly for them, then shouldn't the people who work at grocery stores and over at Walmart and Target, shouldn't those people be dropping like flies? Because they interact with all kinds of people, all kinds of kids, hundreds of them every single day now for months. And yet they're not dropping like flies, are they? We are seeing an incredibly small percentage of those people actually passing away. 99.995% of Kentuckians survive. So let's put this: facts over fear. The reason for all of these lockdowns is because, hey, it's going to be so deadly. If it was so deadly and we've been warned it's going to overflood the hospitals, how come the hospitals have had to lay off people and haven't had to hire more people? It's not making any sense at all, and that's according to the official numbers. But what has Governor Beshear done? He's locked down more things, and he's threatened to do even more. And this week he came out and said he encourages churches to close their doors for 2 full weeks because of the virus. I want to point out he did not encourage people to not do your essential shopping for 2 weeks. He didn't tell the liquor stores to close, to encourage them to close down for 2 weeks. He didn't say, hey, maybe don't get an abortion for the next 2 weeks. He specifically singled out the churches, no other businesses whatsoever, which is a pattern with him, because remember, when this all started, he issued an order to close down the churches a week or two before he closed down the rest of the state. Another bad decision from the governor. But if you want to make a good decision, I'll leave you with one last piece of news, something that you can do that's positive, and I hope you'll set aside your calendar. On August the 29th is going to be the Bluegrass Back the Blue Festival. It's going to be held in Campbellsville, Kentucky. We are going to have live music. We're going to have a car show. We're going to have vendors of all different varieties. We're going to have activities for the kids, bouncy houses, face painting, dunking booths, games, activities, and we're going to have food there. It is going to, and a free concert. If you want to come and say, hey, I want to be part of this event that is going to be honoring those in law enforcement, then you mark your calendars for August the 29th and you come over to Campbellsville, Kentucky. If you want to be one of the vendors, whether you're a product vendor or a food vendor, then come on out and we'll be happy to let you set up shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all the profits that we make by renting out spaces to the vendors. I'm going to take all the money from that, and we're going to give a third of it away to the Kentucky Sheriff's Association that has a camp for underprivileged kids. And then we're going to give another third of it away to the Kentucky State Police camp for underprivileged kids. And then we're going to give the other third away to police officers that are there that night. Just pull their names out of a hat and have them come up to the stage and be like, boom, here's $300. And then do another one until we run out of money. It is going to be a wonderful, family-friendly event, something you can do in a wonderful environment, and the whole event is free. If you want to spend some money, spend it on the vendors, but the music, the activities, all of that is free, and I hope you'll be a part of it. It is time that we honor those who are defending us. If you have questions about this, you can email me at KentuckyBackTheBlue gmail.com, or you can learn more about the event at the website, which is godandcountryministry.com/events. I hope to see many of you there August the 29th for the Bluegrass Back the Blue Festival. And until next time, this is Lee Watts for Patriot Point. Stand strong, Kentucky.